Hello everyone, welcome to week 4. Can you believe we're at week 4 already? This is Mindfulness for Stress Relief, and today we're going to be doing mindful eating and mindful drinking. So you'll need something to drink. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant. It can be, I have a cup of coffee, it could be a glass of water, anything, and a bite of something to eat. I have some almonds. It can be a breath mint, anything. So you want to get yourself set up with your drink and your something to eat, and we'll do our mindful sip first. So you can set aside your bite for now, and set aside your drink too. I want to talk a little bit about why we would do something like this and what it's useful for. So mindfulness essentially is noticing what we didn't notice just a moment before. And we have two basic choices when it comes to practicing mindfulness. We can zoom in, totally dive into something and let it become our world, or we can zoom out. And usually we want to choose whatever direction is the opposite of what we've been in. So if you have been like head in your computer, like totally consumed with writing a paper or doing something really, really intense and focused, when you take a break, your mindfulness, you'll want to zoom out. Taking a seat back in your seat, or getting up and walking around, changing your environment, opening up your ears, opening up your eyes, just kind of letting what's around you become more clear in your focus than that really intense engagement that you were just engaged in. So when we're feeling scattered all over the place, ungrounded, not quite sure where to go or where to put our focus, we want to dive into something. And this is a really beautiful practice because it can take just a few seconds and it can create such a powerful shift. I know that I personally tend to struggle or have struggled with focus. I am an idea person, I'm a creative, so I get all these ideas and I've got all these things I want to do. And the moment I kind of get hit with this pulse of energy, I just want to do everything and I don't always know what to do first. And so when I really dive in to something, through taking a mindful sip or a mindful bite, or it's through like a long held standing pose in yoga, it allows all of those little, everything in our awareness to organize. So you can think of your focus as a structural component to what's happening within you. So if you've got thoughts that are just bouncing all over the place and swirling around and it's starting to get overwhelming, it's making you anxious, one point of focus is going to restructure and funnel all of that and help you get centered. So one of the things that's really, really nice about mindful eating and mindful drinking is that you don't have to carve time out of your day or step aside from your day in order to practice mindfulness. You can just go about your day, drinking your coffee, eating your breakfast, and it's sort of like stacking your life. You could sort of think of it like multitasking. You're making something you're already doing a mindful experience. And not only does it kill two birds with one stone and give you this little pocket of peace, and it has all these amazing benefits of focusing your thoughts and your energy, but it also makes whatever you're eating or drinking or focusing on, if it's another mindfulness exercise, it makes that so much richer. It really allows you to savor the experience. And this is great for when you're eating something you love, you just enjoy it even more, or if you're eating something that you're totally not inspired by. If you are eating something for the 4th day in a row and you're so bored with it and you're just like, oh, fine, I'll eat it, but I don't want it. It can bring it to life again because you're noticing things you hadn't noticed before. You're experiencing it in a new way. And when we do any mindful practice, we are expanding our awareness. And the more that we are aware of, the more there is to enjoy. the more there is to relate to and savor. So these are just some of my absolute favorite practices. I do them every day. Not at a specific time, just I'm a snacker. I eat all day long. And so usually at some point I'll have this awareness of like, oh, I should like take a minute and slow down and enjoy this. So I think you'll enjoy it as well. So let's take a minute before we dive into our practices and just get centered a little bit. Just notice where you are. You can look around your surroundings, look around at your space. Maybe taking a few deep breaths and just starting to feel yourself here in your space, in your body. Noticing if you're sitting or standing. How the ground feels underneath your feet. And you can say to yourself, I'm here right now. I'm here. This is my space. This is my body. I'm here. So then go ahead and grab your drink, whatever that is, and you're going to pick it up in your hands. And I always recommend holding it with two hands just because I think that's cozier, but hold it in whatever way feels natural. And you're going to gaze into your cup and at your cup and just start to take it in with your eyes. I'm just looking at the shape, the color, the texture that you can see with your eyes. You can gaze into your cup or bottle, whatever is holding your drink, and look at the color of this liquid. Maybe it's clear and you can see through to the other side. Maybe it's opaque, like coffee with creamer in it, and you can't see through it, but you can see on top. So whatever you can see in your drink, notice the colors. Notice the way that the liquid moves. And just taking it in with your eyes. And then you'll start to turn your nerve endings in your hands on. So you're just going to direct some of your awareness, some of your consciousness, your attention into your hands, and notice what you're feeling with this container. So I like to kind of hold my hands still and I just sort of rub my thumbs side to side. And so you're noticing the texture, the temperature, how it feels in your hands, the shapes that your hands make as you hold it. If it feels light or heavy. And then go ahead and bring your cup up toward your nose. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths in through our nose, out through our mouth, and just drawing in as much of that aroma as we can. Taking a deep breath in. Letting it out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. One more, drawing in a little more fragrance. And letting it out. So then you're going to take a sip. And when you take that sip, you're not going to swallow it just yet. You're going to close your mouth, let it sit on your tongue, and we'll do that for a little while, for a few seconds. And you're going to notice some things happening inside your mouth, maybe very subtly, maybe obviously. You might notice your mouth salivating. You might notice the places in your mouth where that saliva actually comes out of. You might feel your saliva and the liquid dancing with each other. You might notice taste changing. So let yourself just dive into the experience. Maybe it feels good to close your eyes, tune me out for a little while. So we'll take a drink, hold it in our mouth, and just let that permeate our palate. Okay, let's do it. And you can swallow whenever you're ready, but try and give yourself a little time to explore this liquid in your mouth. And after you swallow, take a few moments to just be in the aftermath. Oh, I think we're about to get a little one coming in. Yes, baby. You can come in. And just allowing yourself to notice what's happening in your mouth after you've swallowed. Noticing the aftertaste. How is your mouth responding to this liquid having been in your mouth? Hi, darling. Come here.
I love you.
I love you too. You're so sweet. Oh, thank you. So that is a mindful sip. And we'll go ahead and do our mindful bite. So this time I'm just going to, using the bathroom. I don't know if you can hear that or not. This time we're just going to, or I'm just going to kind of say the part of your body or the sense to take in your bite with, and allow you to just explore that sense in whatever way you like. So we'll start by taking our bite either into our fingertips or on our fork or spoon, however you're consuming this. And again, taking it in with your eyes. Beginning to feel with your fingers, maybe rubbing your fingers back and forth. And of course, if you're eating something that is hot or on a spoon or fork, you definitely don't have to touch it, but you can at least notice the weight of the utensil in your hand. You can notice the texture with your eyes. So just taking in a little of, how does this feel? Oh, thank you so much. Do you want to wear that?
No, you can have it. Don't match your shirt.
They will, yeah. I got a blue blocker delivery.
Then you'll be all red.
Thank you, sweetheart. So taking it in with your eyes, with your fingers. And then when you're ready, bringing it to your nose and taking those 3 deep breaths, drawing in as much of that aroma as possible. And I didn't say this before, but when you're noticing the smell, some of us like to break that down and notice, like, oh, there's cinnamon and nutmeg and cardamom. We like to kind of notice the ingredients of what we're eating. Some of us like to notice the qualities of the smell, like, ooh, this smells sour or sweet or tangy. And some of us like to just be in the experience and not find sources or like label it in any way. So however you approach this is perfect. So let's go ahead and take our 3 deep breaths. And then when you're ready, just like we did with our mindful sip, you're going to place it on your tongue, close your mouth around it. Don't chew yet. Just let it sit for like 10 or 15 seconds, maybe longer if you like. And after you felt your mouth really salivate and already start to break down the food a little bit, then start to chew. Enjoy. If you're eating something soft, you can start to rub your tongue back and forth on the roof of your mouth and start to break down the food a little bit that way. You might get some more flavor, might have more salivation, and you might just notice how much that can really change the texture. And then when you're ready to take your first bite, allow all of your senses to turn on. So you're going to hear the sound, feel the crunch or the smush. You're going to taste it. You're just going to let all of your senses fully absorb the chewing experience. Swallowing whenever you feel ready. And again, sitting in the afterglow, the aftertaste. Letting your whole world become what's happening inside of your mouth. Noticing how alive your mouth might feel. Alive with flavor and sensation and experience and texture. So I hope that you enjoyed mindful eating, mindful drinking. And there are so many ways to practice this. A teacher friend of mine leads mindful eating where you can't swallow until you've taken 50 bites, like you've chewed 50 times. So there's all kinds of ways to do it. You can, some people like to really push themselves and like let something sit in their mouth way past the point of when they want to swallow it and just kind of see what happens. So feel welcome to experiment and play with this. And I hope that you can bring this into at least one bite of each day. When you think about how many bites of food you take or how many sips of something you drink, even just one of those being a mindful experience can completely change your day, can completely change your experience of that drink or that meal. And one thing that I try to do, which I don't always remember to do, is to make the first sip and first bite of everything I consume to be mindful. And sometimes that doesn't work. Maybe we're just starving or we're rushing because we need to, or we just forget, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it can be a really beautiful practice to have as part of everything you drink and everything you eat. It can stoke so much gratitude within us. So I hope that you enjoyed this. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the discussion board. Have a beautiful week.